Hey, you know what?
What?
Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day to you as well. What a perfect song to open up this second podcast with.
Second episode. I know. This is Whiteheart. This is from their Powerhouse album.
Which, is this their, fourth, fifth studio album? We need to do an episode just on Whiteheart.
At least probably just on this episode alone. This is the one that had the bowling ball.
Yeah. And we were actually in bowling. We were involved in bowling league at that time, which made the album all the better. Hold on. Uh-oh, rockets.
All right. Well,
You know, one of the my favorite parts of this song is the solo. The solo the guitar solo, it totally matches the rhythm of the song. Don't you remember that?
No, I actually don't.
Oh, okay.
Not
Well,
sure quite what you're even talking about, to be honest with you.
but
But
talking about Whiteheart.
Whiteheart, the album just before that was Freedom.
That's right. And before that was Don't Wait for the Movie. What was before that? Live at Six Flags? No, it was I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, actually,
Okay.
come to think of it. So, anyways, well, welcome back to Twin Speak. I know I accidentally last episode said Twin Cast. I don't know where my brain was at that point.
Fishing.
I might have been thinking about fishing. I don't know. But there's something a little different about this episode because we don't have a split screen here. Actually, if you notice, I can literally touch him.
Don't touch me.
I know. I'm sorry. Anyways, I can actually physically be able to make contact with him.
Don't contact me.
I won't. Just not even by phone. Maybe text
No,
message.
maybe by text message, but please do not touch me or contact. Just stay on your side.
I apologize.
Stop.
So dumb. Anyways, I was able to fly out yesterday, and to tell you, being new to this with podcasting and all of that, it's one thing to do it remotely, for me to be in Iowa, Matt to be in Seattle, and for us to do it that way. But boy, today was quite a mess.
Well, we've been working on, I think, trying to put this together for the last 3.5 hours through interfaces and everything else. But alas, FedEx showed up with a piece that we needed, and here we are. So thank you, living in Washington, where I can order something and have it arrive within 12 to 15 hours. That's awesome.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't get the opportunity to do that.
Yep.
Mine might take 2 days. I get 2-day delivery, and it might show up in 3 or 4, or get lost someplace out there. So, but anyways, it's cool to be able to be here. We're gonna. We did our last podcast, and we talked a little bit about ourselves, and you having kids, and being a part of an airline and stuff, and
You being in prison?
me, yeah. Well, me being in prison, but I get to leave
Almost every day.
Almost.
Yeah.
It's like a once-a-day furlough. They're just like, why don't you go home? And working in a prison and stuff like that. But we didn't talk a lot about our, our past, about being in music and things like that. So
That's because we don't want to boast.
yeah, well,
But in this episode, that's exactly what you're wanting to do.
there's not a lot of boasting to do. But hey, you know what? There is, who are we? Honestly, I'd say nobody. At
Yeah.
least you.
I agree. Well, yeah, I'm nobody, but that's because I'm humble.
I could. Yep. Well, you're the first.
The
one
most
to-
humble people say they're humble.
You're the first one to admit how humble you are.
Oh, humble.
And I'm the first to disagree with you. But,
yeah, well, good. Well, that's about right.
But anyways, but I do at least want to talk a little bit about it, just because we love Christian music, and as we talked about the first episode, we had those memorable moments,
Yep.
concerts and things like that. But they were so memorable because they moved us to doing music together.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think listening to Christian music and then writing music together from the age of 8, maybe.
Right.
8. You wrote a song called Rapture Time.
Yes.
On an old piano, like keyboard,
Yeah.
like a granny. keyboard.
It was a
in
church
It was like a
keyboard,
church keyboard.
Yeah.
And
All the little buttons.
I actually remember some of the words. Correct me if I'm wrong. I woke up very early in the morning, went to get my mom and dad.
That is.
I looked, and it always changed, though. I looked in the bathroom. Nope. I looked in the bedroom. I looked in the kitchen. It always changed the location.
They weren't
Couldn't-
there.
It's rapture time, rapture time, rapture time, rapture time.
Jesus came to take those people away.
Is that what it was?
Something like that. But it went from that into Jesus thing, which is
Oh, yeah, like a rendition of Wild Thing.
Wild Thing, right?
And then Love God, Yeah, which is a rendition of
Love God, yeah.
La Bamba. And that's because the movie La Bamba came out, and I think we were inspired by that.
Yeah.
And we didn't know how to play. There were easy things to play on a keyboard.
Yep.
But then eventually you moved on to bass guitar. We both played drums, even in church.
Yeah.
With our mom leading worship. But then we moved on to different instruments.
Yeah. Well, you played guitar. Basically, the way it worked, and just understanding twins. Every time we got a new instrument, because Matt is 30 minutes older than I am.
True.
Every time we got a new instrument, Matt got to play it. So we got drums, Matt's instrument.
Yep.
We got a keytar, Matt's instrument.
Yeah.
We got an electric guitar, Matt's instrument. We got a bass guitar, Matt's instrument. So it's, really once Matt finally stuck with guitar, that's when I finally stuck with bass. And we started writing together, and we started a band with our dad for a period of time called Consuming
Fire.
Yeah, so we did that, and then after that really wasn't moving on anywhere.
No, although I really wanted it to move on someplace. It's kind of the only hope we had. We were freshmen in high school at that point, and playing basically a living room. We did have an opportunity to play someplace, a little church called Echoes of Faith, but we didn't do that. But the band wasn't going anywhere.
No. And about that time, I ended up joining a hardcore band, which I wasn't even into hardcore then. I was but it was a hardcore band called Wicked's End, who at the time they were opening for Deliverance, Crucified, the Prayer Chain.
They opened for the Prayer Chain?
Yeah.
Oh well, you weren't in that band at that time.
No,
well,
no,
gosh,
I wasn't.
What happened?
Yeah, well,
once you joined.
Well, when I joined, after about 3 months of interviewing, because I was 15 years old and they were all in their 20s. But after all of that, I joined, and then, we started opening. Who did we open? Betrayal,
Mortification.
Tourniquet, Mortification, Living Sacrifice.
Oh, yeah. Great. I was really jealous when you got into that band because I'm like, well, what's going to happen to Consuming Fire? Nothing. The same thing that's been happening, which is nothing. So
what's going to happen?
I was not happy for Joe when he got into the band. He was actually, if you remember, you were trying out, and I'm like, oh, there's no way you're going to get into this band because it's speed metal. And the only thing we knew really about speed metal, honestly, was we bought a VHS tape at a Berean Christian bookstore that had Deliverance, Vengeance Rising, a couple of other bands on there as
Angelica.
well. Angelica, that was the one I was
White
thinking
Cross.
about. White Cross. Oh, gosh, loved White Cross.
Yeah.
But our dad loved White Cross, so we heard a little bit of them. But I'm like, oh, you're not going to. But, you might not get into that band. Then you came back, and you're like, well, I got in. You didn't even drive yet, and they're all in their 20s.
I know. So lugging my stuff around.
Like 15 years old, and they're like 23?
Yep.
24?
Yeah. Oh, I know. They were in their 20s, and I'm talking about, going to math class, and they're talking about their day at work. I mean, it was crazy. So
You didn't go to math class, you ditched.
well, I did do that quite a bit too. I ditched government.
You ditched a lot. I never saw your car at school.
I saw yours. You were outside of it, running around it, trying. No, wait,
No,
that was me.
you. That was you running around from the school bully.
Well, I was getting jumped, and you were sitting in the car laughing at me. I don't understand.
I was not laughing. I was scared to death.
that they were going to come after you.
Well, yeah, and they tried all day long.
Well, that's because we're twins. Thank you, Lord. I didn't have any classes with him, and so anyways, but we went on from there. I was in Wicked's End, and actually out of Wicked's End, I that's where I joined one of my friends, Jerry Rotz, and then Matt and I and our friend Jack, who was later Jesse Morales, but we started Fish Tribe.
Yep.
Which just yesterday we were watching, old videos.
Old Fish Tribe videos. Fish Tribe was the band Town Crier was more of a hardcore band Wicked's End was as well, and Fish Tribe was to be like more hard rock funk, and so with a real kind of fun groove to it, and they needed a singer, so Joe, you came and said, "Hey, Matt, why don't you? Maybe this is something you can try out for."
Yeah, I remember. And you're like, I don't know what lyrics to write. And I remember I gave you the first lyric to Justice.
One line. Yep.
I gave you one line, which is, if I'm a criminal because I pray to God, then in a prison cell I will be.
Yep.
And
that was it.
That was it. And from there, you plagiarized every other lyric that.
Shut up! I did not after that. Only a couple. But
who from who?
Oh gosh, who didn't I?
Well, let's see. We know
DC Talk, Carmen,
Talk,
not Petra.
Carmen, no.
No,
Didn't you do that song "Beat the System"?
No, I did not do "Beat the System." Yeah, I did not.
I got a great song called "Beat the System."
Yeah,
you know,
caught in the undertow.
Got a new one called "This Means War." Anyways, so
but
yeah.
Fish Tribe did quite a bit for a couple of years.
Yeah,
I think we could have actually gone someplace had we stuck to it, but honestly, we changed the styles of music way too often.
Right.
We were not as consistent as we should have been. We should have stuck with what we knew, and instead we became we redefined our genre multiple times.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And we had long hair. We cut our hair, started bleaching our hair, coloring our hair, doing weird things. The places that wanted us to play, I don't know, it just started turning into a bit of a mess. But from there, I end up leaving and go to another band called Redline 2000, which ended up becoming Redline, which got signed to Freedom Records.
Wasn't The Cry on the Freedom Records?
The Cry was on Freedom.
Yeah.
Rob Frazier was on Freedom. Hocus Pick, Soul
Hocus
Food 76.
Pick. I remember. Oh, Soul Food.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, Freedom Records, I was excited because The Cry was on it, and The Cry was a big Southern California band at the time. So
big Calvary Chapel band.
Oh, yeah. So anyways, moved from California to Nashville and started doing that music, came out with their first album, which was a self-titled album, Red Album. And then you joined another band called 3 and 1.
Started a band 3 and 1 with the Fish Tribe drummer Jesse. And then we had a couple of other members join, and but I ended up getting a job at the airline. We got we were on a distribution. What label was that?
It was
booking agency,
Fisher's Artist Agency,
Fisher's, which got us a lot of great opportunities. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make a lot of them and had to leave the band. But it was more of an acoustic style rock, I guess, if you would, with some worship. Really good, a lot of fun. So you and I basically went our separate ways. You moved to Nashville. I stayed in California, and yeah.
Yep. So anyway, from there, what's funny though is I was signed, but you were doing these smaller shows, and I was doing bigger shows and recording this album, and I mean, going to church with people like Toby Mac and Carmen and Michael Tate, and the people I'd see around.
Did you used to love that song by Crumbacher called "Name Droppers"? I used to love that song. You loved it.
I did.
Well,
but you know what?
Keep going. Keep going.
Okay. Well, let's see who else.
Name droppers.
So, anyways, but it was an awesome time because you're getting to just meet all these people, but at the same time, I'm looking at Matt, going, man, I wish I was doing what he was doing, because he was just. He wasn't owned by anybody, and he was just going out and having a good time. And so I
playing on bowling alleys. We actually played on a bowling alley.
Man,
that doesn't happen very often.
Is that what happened? You took a bowling ball to your head.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, that makes sense now. So
if
I was there, I would have thrown my ball at you.
Well, yeah, I know. You were pretty lofty.
Yeah.
Kind of like the way that you think of yourself. Lofty.
I think very little of myself. You're the one that just says you're so humble. Mister. So anyways, we can just keep going. But anyway, so we've done a lot with music, and we've gotten an opportunity to open for and play with some great people.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, Christian music in general helped us want to become a musician and do music, and I still do stuff in music with worship. You still do stuff in music with worship.
I do.
But
you do.
But for the most, I think, yeah. But I think for the most part, it's just.
Well, you went on and had your own CD, like a self. No, it's called Rescue.
Rescue Me.
Rescue
actually.
Me. Okay, Rescue Me. Yeah.
We really don't have to talk about that at all.
No, I think one day we're going to have to definitely talk about that.
Well,
I mean,
not today.
I didn't do exactly that. I mean, but we both did
congratulations.
independent albums, or independent kind of roads
Projects.
of Joe Prainito
Yeah.
projects. Joe Prainito, Matt Prainito, and played a lot of different places. You not so much. You had more product. I had more gigs.
I did. Well, I had books too.
You did have books and T-shirts.
I've written 3 books.
T-shirts with your face on them.
I had 1 T-shirt with my face on it.
I know. We used to wear the Brian Duncan one to school all the time. Remember the Strong Medicine?
Yeah, I do. That's another great album.
Yeah.
Jeez.
We'll have to talk about that one day too. But gosh, I remember he had all different colors of shirts.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. He did. He had like purple,
red, blue.
Yeah, of that Strong Medicine.
Of the Strong Medicine one. Yeah, they were just different. Pick your color.
That's funny.
Yeah,
So,
but it was, love that album. So,
anyways, well,
that's a little bit about us,
that's
though,
a
I guess,
little
our
bit
music.
more. Now we don't ever have to go back there and talk about this again.
We're going to have to talk about Joe's album release party at some point.
It wasn't. It was a book release.
The book release. Oh, good. I'm glad we brought that up.
That was with, Crumbacher was there. Would I say opening for me? I would hardly. He was definitely there to play the concert.
Why don't we need to, that's going to be a hook for a different time.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I think
We'll have to.
I would love to invite Steven to be on the show. Maybe all of the
Sure you
Crumbacher
would.
band. I would love to. I'd love to just ask him
Well-
a couple of questions about that day.
You might as well go ahead and invite Mike Stan, too. Because he was there also.
Well, this will be an intervention then.
I would need it. I try to block this day out of my memory. I loved that Stephen Crumbacher, actually all of Crumbacher was there. That was honestly incredible. I love that Mike Stan was there. They both endorsed
Altar Billies.
They both endorsed my book, Climbing the End of Your Rope. You can find it on Amazon. Anyways, but just a shameless plug right there. But anyways, but when we did the book release, it was We'll have to talk about that. But
Yeah,
we
will.
won't do that right now. So
Right now, we should talk a little bit about the music. Like, not
We
our
should.
music, but
No.
other music. And last time we talked about reel videos being basically one of the places where we were introduced to Christian music videos, particularly CCM.
Yep.
And I remember actually some videos that we would watch all the time. I remember videos I didn't want to see.
Right.
We're going to actually talk about that album here today.
Yeah. This one song that we didn't want to see. I mean, another one. Well,
Love
I
the
don't
song.
I don't want to throw some of these artists under the bus, but
No.
I mean, we were seeing some of these artists that were just like, oh my gosh, you couldn't fast forward back then. And if you
No.
stayed up, you're staying up till midnight to watch the real videos, and they show nothing but crap.
Yeah, that's
You're just
you're playing reruns, and then it's like, then they'll say like a world premiere video, and we're like, oh my goodness, like what is this world premiere video going to be of? And it's like, I don't even want to put any, but it was always Farrell and Farrell.
Yeah.
And I mean, and great band. I mean,
Yeah.
people all over the world. Is that the same
People
song?
all over the world
know about Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, memorable.
But it was like, that's what we were. But it would be reruns of Stryper, lots of Stryper, which I love Stryper.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, okay, how much, of the In God We Trust can we listen to over and over again, or So it was just
Yeah, always there for you. Honestly, great songs.
But we're like looking at the clock. They only have time for one more video. What's it going to be? And then it's something we've never even heard of before.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Like Allies.
Right.
which we love Allies, but,
Yeah, but-
we didn't know who they were. So you see Surrender come out.
I know. Well, and gosh, you get so angry, at the end of it. You're like, oh my gosh, it's 12:30 a.m. And I remember you started turning over couches and crapping on floors. And I was like, what the heck?
What's with your verbiage today?
Well, you know what? I've been around you a lot. I just said crap.
I know.
It's not that bad of a word.
I
but
do remember, though, and maybe you can cue up the song. Like, sometimes you would get to the very end and this song would play all the time. This video would play all the time.
Like who?
And, well, it was from a band. It was from one individual, an artist named Russ Taff.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
And you would basically get to the end. You're like, okay, there's one more time for one more song, and then you can hear it start while somebody is talking.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
I know.
They've played this for the last 6 or 7 weeks. Do we really have to listen to it again?
Yeah.
But that's who we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about Russ Taff. We're going to kind of go over the album Medals. It was we had our first introduction to Russ Taff from seeing this music video. I believe the first one was "I'm Not Alone." Actually,
it was exactly.
And we're like, man, and he looked young, so we were like, I remember.
I thought he was a teenager.
Yeah, I remember saying that. I'm like, wow, he's just a kid. And it turns out, then you see his earlier album with this big old mustache, and you're like, oh, that must be
Walls of Glass.
Yeah, Walls of Glass. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
Yep. But Russ Taff was also our very first, not only one of the videos we loved, but it was, the first actual tape that we rode our bikes down to the Christian bookstore, and we bought the cassette with our own money, and we brought it home, and we just played it and played it and played it.
But why did we play it? It wasn't that song. It was a different song was the reason why we bought that album.
Yeah.
And so once you put that on, really just
this one here.
Yeah, I think so. No, if it'll play, I didn't know. I mean, you're just going to pull up the lyrics there.
We're just going to...
The technical problems that we're having here today.
It, so
yeah, exactly. This was... I didn't even realize that this was the same guy that was doing I'm Not Alone.
No, because he seemed way more energetic than he was on the beach.
Yeah. He wasn't on the beach. He was in front of a crowd.
This is basically your song that's talking about peer pressure. It was a song that was kind of paralleling Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego with us bowing down to the things of the world.
Yeah.
And man, this is so cool.
I think I remember the first time I heard this was actually at our church. Somebody had redone it, and there was a kid standing there yelling out, "No!" Not going to bow to your idol, and then they say right here, "No." I forgot about that.
That's crazy.
No. Yeah.
Religious church.
So such a great.
Definitely got to add those keys into it.
No.
Now I'm like, I remember thinking, where's Bobby in the Bible? Like, hey, we just talked about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
And now they're talking about Bobby.
Now they're talking about Bobby. I'm like, who? I don't know a Bobby in the Bible.
No, Bobby is not. Could have been maybe Jonah when he was in the water, like bobbing up and down, waiting for the fish to come and get him. Like he's bobbing.
Yeah.
Bobby? No, maybe not.
Bobby. It's just King of the Hill.
King of the
Bobby.
Yep.
Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby.
This is a great song, but I don't even want to talk about that. First of all, we loved not only the song, but we loved his suit.
Oh yeah,
that blue suit.
The blue suit, the blue suit, and the mullet. And on the video, he didn't have this, but if you opened up the cassette, then you'd see him with a big old mustache as well. It was like, oh,
yeah,
he's got a mustache. And back then, we thought that you should not have a mustache if you're going to be involved in music, or a beard,
no,
or wear glasses.
Poor Billy Smiley.
Yeah, I know. We're like, well, he's still cool. I mean, he's
still cool, but he's got to lose that mustache.
He's got to lose the mustache,
yeah.
But then Russ Taff had it, and we're like, well, he's pretty cool.
But we could talk about the suit. But what we wanted that blue suit, the medals. That album cover was incredible in my opinion. What's funny is on the tape. When you see the album cover,
yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I see it. When you see the album cover on the tape, it's you don't see that there's a shirt and you don't see his hand.
Yeah.
All you see is two medals
Yep.
on blue. But then when you get the actual album, like the vinyl, you'll see everything. Like actually what I'm looking at here is exactly what the tape would be, and what you see the yellow shirt.
Yep. And his hand, because he's holding on to the inside of his suit jacket. Basically. But on the cassette tape, it only shows the medals against blue, but not the actual suit that he's wearing. But it's the same suit that he's wearing in the Not Gonna Bow and everything. But this album was released in 1985. Was actually one of Russ Taff's second independent albums that he released, the first one being Walls of Glass.
Yeah.
And he wrote a lot of the songs with his wife, Tori. Actually,
Yeah.
they co-wrote a majority of the songs together, and
Yeah.
she's actually in the video, I believe, of "Not Gonna Bow." She's a background singer. If you
Well,
watch
that
it
might-
back, I believe she's the blonde lady and one of the backup singers.
I really hope you're not falsely doing that.
Well, I don't know. I believe it's her, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
Look at your wife back there.
Yeah.
Tori would feel about that, but yeah, yeah, it was his second album. The first one had like Trumpet of Jesus and some of those good songs.
But that one song that he wrote, "You're my brother, you're my sister, so take me by the hand."
Yeah, stop.
Hand in, what's the name of the song?
We Will Stand.
We Will Stand. Yeah, great.
But Matt, you used to stand in front of the mirror and you used to dance and you used to try to smile like him.
He had a cool smile.
Okay.
I mean,
for those that are watching on video, go for it. Huh. Are you seeing this, Matt?
yeah, I am saying it looks pretty bad.
Did it look
But
that bad when you were younger?
Well, no, it didn't look that bad at all. But he the way his eyes would squint, I'm like, how do you get such a cool smile? I want a cool smile like that. But his voice, he had such an amazing voice.
Oh man,
Depth and the raspiness of his voice, and the pitch of it. But then when he would smile and squint his eyes while he sang, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I remember you saying you had a man crush on him, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can see that.
well, I'd never said that, but
You didn't?
no, I did not. But
Oh, okay.
Why don't we do this? Let's preview just some of these songs.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because this for me, being that it was our very first album that we ever purchased, we used to sit down like so many probably of you did who was raised 80s, 90s. Used to take the take the liner notes, the J card or the vinyl insert, and just read those lyrics, and you knew what was being said. You knew what was being communicated, and so we can walk away from it being encouraged.
Yeah.
And these days, if you don't know what's being said, it's
Well, and basically an album like this one, or a lot of the albums in the 80s and 90s, more so the early 90s, is Christianity was on the surface of the words. You didn't have to search for Jesus in them. You didn't have to search for Christianity in them. They weren't metaphors. It was truly, they were saying, hey, follow Jesus.
Yeah.
And this album is one of those that just every single track is just a good inspirational message.
Yeah,
From the gospel.
So,
By the way, this album peaked at number 2 position in 1985 at the U.S. Inspirational Album on the Billboard music list.
wow.
So not bad at all. And then the end of it ended basically in 1985 in the 12th position. In 1986, though, it was in 7th, according to my sources.
Your sources?
Which
Wikipedia?
Wikipedia, exactly. It just says it all right there.
Reliable
Here's all the
source.
references, though. Like they have actual references, like you would do in college. So, and they do them appropriately as well.
Wow, that's good.
So, which song are you going to put on first?
I think let's just start from the beginning. Let's just start with Vision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah, can you?
Yeah, I have some vision to see that. Yeah.
That's true. Well, okay. Well, let's try it.
All right, let's try it out.
I just did this. I hit the stupid wrong button again.
You keep hitting the stupid wrong button.
Wait here. Now I hit the right one. There you go. Definitely got the keys.
I wonder how he chose this song to be the first one.
I don't know, but
I mean, it's a good one.
have you ever seen him sing this song?
I don't think so.
What's funny?
We only
is-
saw him twice, 3 times.
Yeah. But I think the first time, or when you used to come up with the sets, you had to choose a good first song for the A side
And the
a good
B-side.
first song for the B side.
Yeah.
So now,
Now you just want a single. It's a great song.
listen to this reverb. You believe in the power of love?
I do believe in the power of love. Just like Huey and Lewis in the news. Hey, when you listen to the guitar on that, like there's a lot of synthesizer on it at the front end, but if you listen to the chorus, there is a lot of guitar. It is a pretty rocking song.
Yeah, there is. So I love that song, but it's this next song, actually, is the one that we used to see these videos of that we're just like, man,
I know.
This is awesome. So let's go ahead and go into that. That's
It wasn't awesome at first.
No, it wasn't. But
more and more. It was the one where we thought he was a kid.
Right, exactly. This is I'm Not Alone. Who produced this album? Do you have that there?
The producer, Russ Taffs.
Is that right?
Yeah, Russ Taffs produced this album. You also had Jack Joseph Puig, who was recording and mixing. Assistant engineers, Mark Eiffel and Steve Ford. And Steve McMillan.
You are well.
And Todd Van Etten.
All right, hold on. It's about the music.
Oh, here it is.
It's very worshipful.
It is. His voice is very soft. Such a good album.
I like the tambourine right here.
Just a little tambourine.
Just a little bit in there. Yep. Anyway.
I like how there's no saxophone in this either until the bridge, and then the saxophone is basically on the beach with Russ Taff while Russ Taff is dancing in the water.
Yeah. Which, when I did a music video for that day,
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
I was in the water.
You were in the water.
In the ocean. I'm like, look at me.
You wanted to borrow my guitar.
Russ Taff.
We were playing in the water.
I don't remember that.
I do.
But anyways, yeah, that has an incredible music video. Gosh, we never saw him play that one live either.
No, we didn't.
But
in 1986, though, this was I'm Not Alone was number 4 on the CCM charts. And number 6. Oh, yeah. No, number 4, the CCM charts.
Man.
What that was. Peak position.
Yeah. What's crazy about Russ Taff is, if you see that documentary he did, I Still Believe.
Yes, I believe I have.
Yeah, I believe I have too. Matter of fact, I think we
I've seen it
watching
multiple times.
together,
We did watch it together. You showed it to me.
But what's cool about it is to see how many people he impacted. You have Amy Grant, who is just talking about his voice.
Yep.
Bart Millard.
Bart Millard.
Is it Millard or Millard?
It's Millard. Oh no! When I was watching the movie on him, that's how he said, Bart Millard.
Millard. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm
so.
wrong.
No.
Anyways, from Mercy Me though, Bart.
Yeah. Michael W. Smith. You just have people who just had so much to say about him, his voice, just his charisma, and that definitely thrusted him forward. But he went into this pop rock stuff, and then he ended up going country, and insane career. But
he talks a lot about this being kind of the album. It was the peak of his entire career, and then after that, it was trying to make another Metals. Everybody wanted him to make another Metals album, and it's difficult to do because every song in this album is good. And honestly, I thought that his self-titled album was amazing.
Right.
But had no idea that what he was striving for and what the record label was striving for was a second Metals, which didn't come out of his self-titled album, Russ Taff.
Right. Yeah, exactly. No, which, from what I understand, I know we're not talking about the self-titled, but when they sat down to talk about the self-titled and he brought the songs to the record company, they were like, "Are you serious? It's too honest."
Yeah.
He was that one. He was talking a lot about struggles. Metals was very very encouraging, uplifting. There's hope.
Yeah.
The self-titled one was talking about some of the struggles he was going through.
Yeah. And
they're like, we can't put that out. And they did, obviously, and there's more to that story, and I'm sure down the road we'll have to probably talk about that one.
Yeah.
But anyways, moving on to this one, this song we did hear him sing live. This is the title track, which is medals, talking about how he had no medals.
Yeah.
But
Medals was number 3, by the way, in 1985. That song was number 3 in the CCM charts.
is that right?
Number 3, yeah.
Man, you really know your stuff.
Well, I'm just looking over here, over my shoulder, at what's written down.
Well, I thought you were just, looking
No,
at
not
me
looking
and
at you. No, you don't know anything.
Thought you
Just press the button.
thought you were inspired by
Just
me.
press the button.
Here goes.
Press it.
Well, I'm trying to.
Don't press the wrong button again.
Here we are. Here we are.
We had not heard this song before we bought the album, the cassette tape.
Right. All right, just sit back and listen. There's a weird guy in the back who yells something.
The whistling. Oh, yeah. I don't know what you're saying. Let's hear it.
It's like some weird keyboard.
Yeah.
Bass.
And there's congas, timbales.
Heroes come.
The heroes go. Here's like a little whistle.
And the guy.
Here comes the guy.
Show us the move.
Oh, yeah.
We can go do it together.
Let's do it together.
He had no medals.
This is what he did on stage. Yeah, everybody on stage would do it.
We can remember.
You can actually watch the entire concert on YouTube of Medals. And it is so good. And he is so energetic. It's fun to watch him. But you and I were talking about this yesterday, that stage lights used to be so hot.
Yeah.
And you see him just drenched in sweat. And he's wearing this suit jacket. Not blue. It's like gold or silver. But, yeah.
Right. Well, that song, I remember first time we went to go see him was Knott's Berry Farm. They used to have a jubilation night, and we actually thought that we lost our wallet. I remember, and we're supposed to see. I was going to say Michael Jackson. We're supposed to see Russ. If he was there, it'd be very interesting. But
that would be interesting.
But anyways, we were supposed to go see Russ Taff, and I remember we finally found the wallet, and that's in our story. But we showed up, and we're looking around outside the Good Time Theater, and we're like, well, where do we get in line?
Yeah.
Like there's nobody outside. And not realizing the concert had already started.
Yeah.
There were no doors open because the concert had already started.
Well, we went with our youth group, so it was just the two of us because everybody else wanted to go on rides, and we went to go and watch the concerts.
Right. So, but anyways, but then we walked in, and he was playing medals. So I remember he just started playing medals. So
yeah.
Anyways, well, the next song on the list is Not Gonna Bow, but we already played that one. So let's just go to Here I Am. This is kind of more of another worshipful song. Again, you got your keyboard intro.
Yep, another song written by him and his wife, and Chris Eaton.
Bet you he was hungry.
I don't think he was eating.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He wasn't hungry. He just stands in the Lord. Are you trying to block me out and turn it up?
Just trying to listen to it. They had a way with lyrics together. Just very worshipful.
I can take it or leave it, but the time has come for me to receive it. Listen to me call.
Ladies.
I'm calling. I can let it go or keep.
I said ladies.
The time is right for me
what's
to
going on.
surrender. What's the shadow? What's the shadow?
Just for the heck of it, why don't you just give me one of those Russ Taff smiles?
What? I can't hear you. So did you know that this album was recorded in September 1984 through March of 1985?
Well, I didn't.
Yeah.
Thank
Kind of
you.
what, like 7 months to record this album.
Very useful piece of information.
Well, I try. It was also on Myrrh and Word Records. I tried to merge them. Myrrh and Word.
Murd Records.
Word.
They had a
It's
lot of
recorded
good
at Mama
artists.
Joe's recording studio in Hollywood.
Mama Joe's.
Mama Joe's.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, never been there.
No, you should have.
But I mean, my name's
Name's
Joe.
Joe.
You know,
Yo Mama. Joe Mama.
it's funny. Hey, at the beginning of this podcast, we didn't even say our names.
Oh, that's true. Well, it's Matt and Joe. I'm
So,
Matt.
I'm Joe.
Okay, this
Welcome
is
to
Twin Speak.
Okay,
All right.
so next one's
We got to watch our time here too.
No, we're fine.
Okay.
I've come too far.
You have.
Let's just groove it.
I'm glad nobody can see you dancing. Hopefully they're not watching this. I like this part. I know. It's just kind of a little rap funk.
Yeah.
What's the name of the song?
Come too far. Got that old 70s style.
Yeah. He's somebody that really knows how to control his vocals.
Oh yeah.
Like he could soften it, or he could put that soulful rasp in there. But he knows exactly what he wants to add and when he wants to add it. It's like perfect.
I know. It sounds amazing whether he's singing low or singing high or, singing slow or singing fast. You just,
Yeah.
So this next song, I remember listening to this one quite a bit when I was younger too, Silent Love. And, I didn't like a lot of slow songs when I was younger. It's like, they've got to be fast.
Yeah.
But when you had a tape, the cassette tape, even a vinyl, you're like, you just have to play through it.
Yeah.
And the only thing you can do is, to get through it with some sort of sanity is to read the lyrics so that way you knew what it was saying.
Yeah.
And that did help quite a bit. And because this album was so well done, this one was pretty easy to do. But this is a great song too, Silent Love. You got any stats on this song?
Silent Love is actually number 1 on the CCM charts. That was the peak position. So, yeah, this album obviously got a lot of attention, but this song specifically was number 1, which kind of shocked me because I always thought that Knockin' a Bow or I'm Not Alone would be the top, but this one actually is. Silent Love.
You knew my days from first to last, before a single word had passed. And as the world was brought to me, you lovingly designed and crafted me. I walk along the path you trace, I feel your presence in each place. And if the darkness hides
just had a way of really helping you understand that you can connect to God.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you're younger, you hear the stories at church, and they tell you the stories that they want you to hear for the most part, which, you hear a lot about Jonah and the whale and
Daniel and the Lion's Den,
Joseph and his coat of many colors, and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You hear a lot of those stories which tell you about God's faithfulness and God's strength and to get you out of situations. But it was songs like this that really helped me understand the relationship that God has with us.
Yeah.
Which it's unfortunate because we don't get to sit down and read the lyrics and listen to songs like we used to. But I just think music was different back then.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what I'm Not Alone did for me, is I didn't quite understand, like, okay, I'm not alone, and why he would write a song like that. But you're like, oh gosh, what he's saying truly is that there are going to be times in life where you're going to feel alone, but you're not. And that relationship with God is what's going to be basically the foundation of our faith. So he has multiple songs on here that speak to that. But to know what his past was, he had what he was the fourth born, I guess, out of his family, and had a pretty rough childhood growing up. His father was an evangelist, a pastor, who was also an alcoholic, and he was raised in the church, but also raised not. He had to find that there was a connection with his faith, and because he didn't find it within his family, and then that's where he had an outlet, which was not only music but also his relationship with God, and so he speaks to that from a raw place, I believe, on this album.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, what do you have anything to say about that one?
About that song?
Yeah,
we did when we opened it. That was the number one song.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was the number one song.
So next one is How Much It Hurts.
Yes.
So I don't know why.
Feel that song.
Uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh, you know what that means?
What does that mean?
Well, that means we gotta feel that song. So, every once in a while there's a song that comes on that you're like, man, it's really hard to empathize and understand a song unless you feel it. Right?
Yeah.
And this one talks about like how much it hurts. And I'm like, I don't understand how we can really actually fully appreciate the song.
Yeah.
Unless there's some pain involved.
Are you gonna hit me? I said,
No.
don't touch me.
I'm not going to do that.
Contact me.
But what I do have here is I have these wax strips. So here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do.
That's why you're an idiot. I hate you. You're an idiot.
I won't deny you. So here's what we're going to do with these wax strips. So what I'm going to do is they're going to say, why are you looking at me? You're looking at my body like
because we're going to put it on your leg.
No. So
Your
what we're
armpit.
going to do is these are fairly big wax strips. I've never done anything with these before, but we're certainly going to find out.
Yep. Give that to me.
Here. So
I'm going to put one on you.
There's a couple of them. So what we're going to do is I think we should do our arms. What's your tattoos?
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at my arms are pretty hairy too, but I've never done these wax strips before. But listen, I don't want to brutalize us. What I'm going to do is we're going to put them on you, and whenever it says how much it hurts, just throughout half of the song, I'm going to tear one off of you, and you tear one off of me, and we're going to see how much it hurts.
Okay. All right.
So here, go ahead. You take. What should we do? 5 each? I don't even know what these are going to feel like. Okay, so let's just do 2. 2 each. How's that? 2 each. I don't know how these go. Let's see. Oh, there it goes.
Wait, is this 2?
It looks like that might be 2.
Wait, here, let me just put one on you.
Maybe, yeah, probably. Sort of is kind of sticky. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, I'm sticking it on his arm
as you can see.
right there.
Okay. You think you got it. Here, you want to put one on the other arm? Is that what you want to do there?
Yeah, as long as we're only putting on our arms.
You want to do your legs?
No, don't do my legs. Can I do your face?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Okay.
So, all right.
All right. So I have one on each of Joe's arms.
As you can see, we got one. For those of you watching video, so one on each. We'll put one on each arm. So We're going to take turns here. So when it says how much it hurts, you'll take one turn, ripping them off of me.
Boy, I wish I would have
And then-
listened to this song ahead of time. How many times does it say it?
Well, that's the interesting part. Is there, those background vocals, those ladies really get down on this
Are we
one.
pulling this off every single time?
Yeah. So when they say how much it hurts.
So we're going to pull the whole thing off?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we're doing this right. Anyways. And just so you guys know, Matt did not know that I was even going to be doing this.
No.
And I ordered these things. And I told him at the beginning, I said, whatever happens, we keep going with the podcast.
Yeah, that is what he
And
said.
he says, why are you laughing?
Yeah.
Oh, no reason.
All right,
So
let's
make sure we got this right. Now understand something. Make sure they're on there good.
Yeah.
You're supposed to rip against the grain or something like that, and I think we put them on wrong. No, so you would pull
Rip
up from the bottom
Yeah,
up.
up from the bottom.
The bottom up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So,
All right,
anyways,
let's play the song and let's see where this goes.
you know what? One more each, just for the heck of it. Here.
Okay. Let me see your armpit.
No, good God, no. Here. Where are you gonna put it on me? Upper arm? No, there's not a lot there. On my leg, holy cow. Listen, why don't we do the upper leg? You get your. I'm getting your leg too,
Okay.
FYI.
Okay.
Okay, are you putting on your own leg?
Yeah, I'll just put it on my own leg.
Okay. We're gonna tear it off of each other.
Yeah. Okay.
So, which one are you starting with? So I know.
No, you're not going to know.
Okay, it is on our legs. I'm sure. You can barely see that, but
Okay.
anyways, okay. Well,
Wait. Let's play the song. We should get a picture of this here.
we're gonna go and smile for this picture. So we got it. Probably just.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Okay.
right.
How much it hurts.
How much it
Get
hurts.
ready to
Let's
empathize.
see how much it hurts.
This
Thanks,
is,
Russ Taff.
This is the feel that song moment. So anytime, pretty much from here on out, I'd say that we hear this.
Feel that song.
That's going to be our moment where we have to feel that song.
right. Okay.
Anyways, okay.
Let's feel it.
Let's.
I'm worried because I haven't heard this song in a while. Are we taking turns so one person does one and then one person does the other? Or are we both ripping at the same time?
No, we'll take turns.
Okay. Who goes first? Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, I go first. He had paper, I had scissors. All right. I'm a little nervous. The suspense. Yeah, you get to go first. Push these things down.
I'm gonna brace myself for this. It's a great song, but here comes empathizing.
I think it's coming now. How much it hurts.
Ouch! Oh wow! That's a lot of hair. Oh no!
Oh my gosh. I think you're taking some of my tattoo off.
Hold on. Wait. Is that it? Yeah, well, we gotta keep going. Oh no! Again! All those ladies. Ow!
Oh my gosh.
Again.
It's sticking.
Keep doing it. Ow, my leg. Okay. Oh my.
And now I'm sticky.
Now I'm stinging.
Yeah, I'm stinging and I'm sticky.
And sticky. Look at all the hair. Well, I don't know if you guys can see. The hair.
It's stupid.
Us. Anyways,
Seriously, my hands are incredibly sticky.
so are mine. So, anyways, that's okay. We're almost done, actually. With that, let's go into Rock Solid.
All right, let's do it.
Another great song.
Yeah.
Actually, by Russ Taff. I don't know what kind of wax that is.
I don't know.
Who makes it? Oh, it's Nair.
It's Airwax.
They're known for that.
They're known for that?
Here it goes. Sounds like something that could be in Top Gun.
Yeah. Yeah. I can play volleyball to this.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure I take my shirt off.
This is a good song live. When he plays this live, so good.
He didn't swing around his arm.
He didn't, but again, if you watch this on YouTube, you see how much he moves. Like you can just tell he has fun playing the song.
I bet you wish you could move like that.
I do. I wish I could move.
Smile like that.
I can smile like him.
Just sit back and bask in it.
I'm standing rock solid, rock solid. No moving me. I'm standing rock solid, rock solid. No moving me. Don't you find indecision tiring?
Yeah.
What's wrong? Sticky?
Yeah, I'm sticky. I'm not touching the iPad anymore.
Should have prepared ourselves for this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, should have.
Sorry. Next time we have a feel that song, it might not be as sticky.
Yeah.
So, anyways. So, next song. This is the last song on the album. Do we know anything about Rock Solid, or can you not?
Rock Solid. I mean, honestly, some of the best songs on the album are not necessarily on the list.
Yeah.
But just a great, fun song.
I see that. Well, here. I'm going to go ahead and let's. This last one, God only knows. I'll be honest with you. I don't remember. I remember it, but I don't know if this was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah. This is number 10 on the CCM list.
Really?
Yeah. So to your point, you don't remember this one very much, but it got good enough ratings that it was number 10.
Turn it up. It's hard to because I got sticky fingers. I'm using my one finger that's not all sticky.
I don't know how to get this off. I need some like sanitizer.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely need some like rubbing alcohol. Just you know what? If you just
I got a bald patch.
me too. All right, here we go. It is a great song.
Yeah, it is.
It's one of those last songs like that you hear. It's like it makes you want to cry because the album's over.
Yeah, it's a song that I would fall asleep to probably on my drive home. Like I've just saw Russ Taff. Now I'm listening to the cassette, and I'm in the car while our parents are driving.
Yeah,
and I'm falling asleep.
Exactly. That's. Yep, sitting in the back seat and I'm like, oh yeah, we did just see Russ Taff. Great song.
Such a great album. That's all 10 songs.
That is.
It's pretty much what you at that point back in the 80s. It was you had like between 9 or 10 songs. You didn't really go beyond that.
No.
Now albums are like 20
Well, you
or
had
more.
to see whatever could fit on the cassette.
Yep.
Whatever could fit on the vinyl. But yeah, it's funny because now you get 13, 14 songs to an album because it's everything Spotify, it's iTunes, it's digital. So it's like, this is just a collection of my songs. Here's 22 of them.
Endless amount. Yeah.
So,
exactly.
but that's Russ Taff Metals, and definitely one of our favorite artists growing up. Still one of my favorite artists, and one of the favorite albums from him. But anyways,
we'll have to talk about other albums of his too, because he had the self-titled one, which we spoke about earlier than that. But then he had Under the Influence, The Way Home.
Yeah,
he had some Christmas albums as well, and then he had a country album called Winds of Change.
Right.
And so,
but that one is actually one of my favorite albums. Was Winds of Change. So,
really, yeah. And he had a video that was actually on country music television.
Was that from Winds of Change, or was that from his actual country album? Oh wait,
that was.
oh, that's right. Because The Way Home was okay.
The Way
No,
Home was the Christian
That's right.
album, kind of country.
Winds of Change was not my favorite album.
No.
I like
The Way Home
The Way Home was one
my
of my
favorite.
even though it was country, But
Yeah.
So, anyways, but that's it for that. So, anyways, well, you know what? I know we're all, we got wax on our fingers and everything like that.
We should talk about Meltdown.
We might have to feel that song in a completely. Now that you talk
I'm going
about
to see
it,
what you're going to come up with on feeling that song. Yeah.
I don't know. That's the scary part is when we talk about what albums we're going to do. Is like what are we feeling here?
Yeah.
What kind of things are we feeling? But this is what it comes down to when we talk about twin speak, Christian music, and other stuff. The other stuff just might be a bunch of hair on a piece of wax paper all over and wax all over us. That just might be the other stuff.
Yep.
So
Just calling Sticky Fingers from Home Alone.
still kind of stings just a little bit. I told my wife that I was going to be doing this, and she said, just make sure that you just shave the rest of your arm. Because there is a big old patch. I don't know if you can see. Probably not, really.
Yeah.
But
Can't see on mine.
no, you got all that ink. But
Yeah.
it's definitely blank. But anyways, we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and probably sign off until our next episode.
We're going to wrap it?
We're going to wrap it.
Okay.
Do you want, hey, just to take us out, do you want to, should we put a wax strip
No.
on your other leg?
I'm not touching wax.
That
right
hurts a
now.
lot more than I thought it was going to.
Well, I knew it was going to hurt a lot. I didn't think it was going to be as sticky as it is.
Yeah, that's probably it. So neither did I. But what I'm going to do is we don't have our intro outro music again. Another one of those things that just traveling, and I didn't bring what I was supposed to bring, and we've been back and forth to the store and utilizing Amazon, and we're both going out of the same microphone channel right now, which I'm not even sure how that's going to sound in post production here. But one of my favorite Independence Day songs, definitely a White Cross song, In America.
Oh, love that song.
Let's just take
It's
it
off the
out.
High Gear album?
You know what's funny is it's not. It's
No, it's not.
it was on the In the Kingdom album, or if you remember. But for some reason,
In America?
yeah, wasn't it?
No.
It wasn't.
No. It's off of High Gear.
Well, I see it now off of High Gear, but I thought they just re-recorded it. Are you
No.
sure?
Yes, I'm positive. I remember my friend Forrest giving me the tape. High Gear, and
I'm
it was
going
on.
to see White Cross in about 2 months.
Oh, really? See,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Not Scott Wenzel though. I'm gonna sit. I have front row seats. I'm gonna stand in the front row, and I'm just gonna be like, "In America, play in America."
I think we're done. I think we've
I think
we're
we just
jumping
jumped
the
the shark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
okay.
time to go.
All right. So, anyways, next time we'll be on a split screen, and we'll have we'll have something else to do. But
How are you going to hurt me on the split screen?
I'm gonna have to involve your wife.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
So, anyways, I just realized I turned this all the way down.
The guitar sounds really good.
Acoustic guitar. Yeah. Sounds amazing. It's one of those anthem songs that make you feel good to be an American. There's some of those.
Kind of hard to hear you, Joe.
It's one of those songs, I said, that makes you proud to be an American.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Here it is. Join each other in an American sway.
When the King of Kings comes again.
Great song.
All right.
Anyways,
Well, Joe, it's great spending time with you today.
yeah, great spending time with you too, Matt. So, anyways, happy Independence Day 2024 to all of you guys out there.
Yep.
God bless you. He loves you. And I'm Joe Prainito.
I'm Matt Prainito. Be good humans.
Yep. We'll see you next time on
Twin
Twin
Speak.
Speak. Well, I want to shut it off, but I'm going to make your mouse all sticky.
Idiot.
We signed off and everything. Okay, I got it.
I got it. You're going to have to clean this up. Bye, everyone.